Is it possible for you to start an online coaching business where you love your clients, you feel like you're making a difference in the world, plus you're making 6 figures per year doing it? What if you have no following or credentials, or you aren't even sure what you want to help people with? The answer is yes, and this podcast will show you how. My name is Brian Elwood, and welcome to the Aligned Coach Podcast. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. I wanted to hop on here for a second and tell you something that I've seen that's really a big problem in the coaching and consulting industry, and that is modeling other successful people to the point where you get out of alignment with what you actually want to be doing. Basically, most of my time as a coach, I modeled my decisions after other people. If somebody else wrote a book, I wrote a book. If somebody else had a webinar funnel, I had a webinar funnel. If someone else was on Instagram, I got on there. If a successful person was on LinkedIn, I got on there. You know, if one guy had a blog, I did a blog. If one guy had a podcast, I started a podcast. And not just that, but like even the way that I structured my webinar was really highly modeled after like how Russell Brunson structured his, right? So I just heavily copied what all the other successful people were doing. And first of all, those people are really successful. Obviously, they know what they're talking about, and obviously what they do works. But I copied their stuff down to the degree where it just did not feel like me. And I was just saying things that didn't feel like me. I felt like a pitch man, just kind of spammy or whatever you want to call it. And I would end up procrastinating doing my live webinar once a week like I thought I had to do, because I was doing it in a way that I did not enjoy. Okay? So really I'm almost talking about two things, like the type of marketing I chose to do and the way I did it was not me. Okay? Like as I record this live for you, I'm not trying to be anyone other than who I am. I have no script. I'm not following some specific framework for creating a video. I literally just turned on the camera to authentically just tell you what was on my mind. And that shifting to getting into alignment with the way that you market your coaching business, that was one of the final pieces that really fixed everything for me. I finally shifted to serving my ideal client. I finally shifted to coaching people in the right niche. I finally cultivated an offer that I really loved and felt like the world needed and truly could deliver on. The last piece, the one I'm talking about today, for me was the marketing. And, you know, I started out sending 50 to 100 cold DMs to people every single day. Some of you watching this or wherever you're watching this probably got one from me. And I know that works. All the other gurus teach it, but I just hated it. You know, I never felt good about it whatsoever. And it worked, right? Like if you start enough conversations with people, you will get on the phone with people, you will enroll clients. But man, I just despised it. And then the thing is like, even when it did work, it kind of painted me into a corner because I had to continue to do it in order for it to work or to continue to work, right? Like if you build your business on the back of marketing that you don't enjoy and you get it to a certain level, then you have to continue doing marketing you don't enjoy in order to keep it there. And when I had that insight, I realized that my real estate investing business that was really successful back in the day, it was the same deal. We were blasting just these fear-based, spammy postcards all over town, getting all these pissed off people calling us. And, we would sort through all that and we'd find some leads and some deals to do. But it left like a trail of offended people in our wake. And I felt like I was doing basically the same thing when I started to coach. And I learned what the best type of marketing for coaching. I learned that it is, sending cold DMs. I mean, it is the fastest path. If there was a contest to see who could enroll the most clients over the next 7 days, me sitting at the coffee shop and working on my next book is not going to allow me to win any race to make revenue the fastest. But that sort of highlights what I think is the mindset that leads to us getting in the wrong spot, is just having so much pressure on our coaching business. Like, this thing has to work. I have to make $10,000 a month by April, or I'm going to have to go back to my job. Or, I went in this other group and this person posted how they're making $50,000 a month. And like, that would be amazing. I need to do that as fast as possible. What's the most effective technique available to get me to $50,000 a month? If that's the framework through which you make the decision, you're just going to make the decision that will get you there the fastest. Like, it's going to be a financially motivated decision. And that, it's almost like deciding that you're going to marry somebody because they've got money. You know what I mean? It's like money's great, but it's a surface level. That would be a surface level reason to decide to, be someone's partner. And really the same thing applies when you make decisions in your business and you're just like, well, what would make the most money the fastest? In my opinion, that's a surface level way of making that decision. And it is not going to last, most likely. And basically what I did is I went out and spent a ton of money on different coaches, different programs, different masterminds. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? I'm lucky I had a lot of success as a real estate investor in my early years to even have that much money to invest in coaching. And what would happen is I would learn like the best technique from the best person for marketing, for sales, or whatever. And I'd be like, this is it. This is going to be my breakthrough moment. And then I'd go and do it. And I'd just be like, I just hate this. I just don't feel really good about it. It's not something I'm excited to do. It's not something that's sustainable. It doesn't really, I don't feel like it's maximizing my own personal talents. And so I would get real excited about some new marketing channel or new project or new hire that was going to bring me more leads. And then I would eventually just kind of self-sabotage it, kind of burn it to the ground, because I grew to dislike the very thing that I had paid to learn and had decided to build. And the lens that I was looking through when I was making those decisions was always, what are other people doing that are successful? And how can I model my behaviors after them? Because clearly that works. And the truth is that does work, right? I mean, you look at like a franchise model for a restaurant like McDonald's. They perfected that one location and then they multiplied it, and all those other locations modeled themselves after the first one because it works, right? Like, modeling really does work. But there's one additional layer of decision making that gets missed when revenue is the only decision or the only lens that you look through when you decide to model your business decisions after somebody else. So going back to the relationship analogy. Now, I know some people decide to marry somebody for money, but you're not that person, right? Because you're smart and you are deeper than that. So what do you look for in a partner? I'm guessing you probably look for values, core values. Maybe they value quality time and relationships just as much as you do. Or they value health and travel. Or they value, being a good person or being present, like deeper qualities that you'd look for to say this person could really be a good partner for me. And in the same way, I invite you to consider looking at your marketing for your business, which is the lifeblood of your business. It's so important. I invite you to look at the decision through a lens like that. Okay? So what types of marketing do you feel really good about? What types of marketing are in alignment with your values? What types of marketing do you not feel like you're spamming people, but you really feel like you're adding value? What types of marketing do you sit down and enjoy doing? So for me, I love writing. I do a video a week. This is the video. I'm going to strip this and put it on YouTube and strip the audio, put it on the podcast. I have a content repurposing system I do. I like video, but I like writing more. Okay. My idea of a dream day in my business is to go up to the cozy little coffee shop and get out my laptop and just type away for a few hours and get jacked up on coffee. I like doing that. Headphones on, not really talking to anybody, looking out the window at the sun and the trees. And, that's just what I like to do. And so I was like, okay, well, the most ideal coaching business for me would be built on the back of my writing. And I was like, well, and I definitely I don't feel good about cold outreach all the time, even though it works. And I know there's a way to do it that's not spammy. I totally get all that, but it's not really for me. And I was like, okay, writing makes me feel good. Writing makes me feel like I add value. It makes me feel like I have a proper outlet for my creativity. How can I make this how I generate leads for my business? Because I still have a business, right? I need to generate leads. I can't be too stupid about, my decision making. I can't put up too many walls and just say I won't do anything and go broke, right? So I hired a coach who really shines in the category of writing posts to create warm inbound leads for your coaching business, and without sending any cold DMs. And I went through that program, and that, compared to all the other programs and all that other money and time I spent, that program was the best. And was it the best just on its own? This coach is just so much better than everyone else? I don't think that's the real reason why I'm saying it's the best. It was the best because it was the best fit for me. It was the best fit for the type of marketing I was trying to do, that I'd be the most excited to do, that was most in alignment with how I envisioned my day going. And that made all the difference. And that is the lens through which I invite you to consider making your investments into coaching programs and deciding when and who you should model your business after. Do you want what they have? Do you want to sit up at a coffee shop and write all day and get warm inbound leads messaging you? Then you should hire a coach that can show you how to do that. Some people like the idea of documenting their day, putting it on stories and doing all that. That's not me. It just doesn't fit well with my personality. But there's plenty of coaches that can show you how to make that the marketing for your business. I'm sure some of you are listening to this and you're like, I would not really like to write all day, Brian. Writing makes me cringe. I just stare at that blinking cursor and I don't know what to say. I get it. I totally do. And, I talked to a client yesterday who just loves video. He likes to film his life and go around and show people what he's doing and different real estate projects he's working on. And that's going to be the marketing for his business, for his coaching business, right? It wouldn't make sense for him to copy me and to model me and to sit down and try to write these long posts all day and to work on his next book. He just doesn't want to do that. So think about what type of marketing would really light you up. What would give you energy? What do you feel like you're adding the most value in? What do you feel is your greatest gift? And then remove all that pressure of, well, I gotta make this work by next week, or I'm gonna go broke, I gotta go get a job. I think it would be better for you to literally go drive for Uber while you take your time setting your coaching business up correctly upon the back of marketing that you enjoy doing, that you can do consistently, then it would be to jump ship to some other strategy that you don't feel good about, but all the gurus say you got to do it because it's faster. You got to get on this new social media platform because it's cool and it's upcoming. People make those decisions not based upon their own personal values, but based upon basically shiny object syndrome. And that was me for the last 6 years, multiple six figures that I burned learning to listen to myself and stop listening to the noise. I hope that really helps, guys. And what I shared, aligning your marketing with what you'd really love to be doing, is one of the things that we address in my 6-week one-on-one coaching program that takes coaches who are burned out, who are misaligned, and they want to rebuild their business so that they get into alignment. And what that means is often serving a new type of client, pivoting to a new type of niche, recreating their offer so it's something that they truly love to deliver on and believe in. And we also address creating your pricing and your delivery model so that that is in alignment with what you would love, because you really can build your coaching business on your own terms. I'm not saying it's going to be the fastest way to do it, and you're not going to beat everybody in terms of revenue, but it's going to ensure longevity, that you're in this game for the next 10 years when 90% of these other coaches are going to quit because you actually love what you do. Same way a relationship would not last for 10 years or for a life if it was not in alignment with your core values. Your business will not either. So if you're interested in working with me, shoot me a DM and we can have a chat over Messenger. I just need to ask you a few questions to see if this would be a fit for you. And you guys have a fantastic day. I appreciate you being here. And if you have questions, you know where to find me. I'll see you guys later. Peace.